I know this person who told his best friend at the office he was thinking of resigning.
And that is a danger.
And
Very dangerous.
And within a week, the boss caught wind of it. The boss came in and fired him.
That's because the boss is a petty person.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to another episode of Career Success with Adrian and Yen.
It's Friday.
And as always, if this is your first time visiting us and listening to us, my name is Adrian and I'm the CEO and founder of Career Agility International. And with me is the lovely Yen, who is our super coach, executive director, and all-round
tired
career mama.
I don't know. No, please. I'm no one's mom. Although a lot of our clients do have a certain,
neediness,
accountability when I give them homework and they go like,
Yes.
okay, can you please check? Is everything okay?
Correct.
That's very funny. But anyway,
we do care for you guys, so
We
it's a career mama, but don't call me career daddy because it
Please,
sounds
no,
really
please
terrible.
don't call me career mama either.
It just sounds horrible,
Where did
right?
it come from anyway?
I have
Since
no
when?
idea.
You're so weird.
Yeah.
You need coffee.
It's a Friday morning, that's
It
why my
is.
brain's not functioning properly, but it's functioning well enough for me to give you some great advice today. Once again, my name is Adrian, and together with me is Yen, and together we are Career Agility International, and we help individuals like you to achieve career success and therefore be happy with your life, because when you're successful in your careers,
you make more money, you get more
And
time,
you're
hopefully,
happier
and you
all
have a
around.
more healthy boundary around the nonsense that happens in the workplace.
yeah.
And we're here for you.
And talking about nonsense at the workplace,
Yes, there's a
I
lot
just
of nonsense.
a couple of weeks back, I saw this
Yes.
article
Yeah.
on I can't remember whether it was CNN.
It doesn't
Channel.
matter, whatever.
Someone
yes.
wrote, and I'm going to quote. Someone wrote. It was a Straits Times article. The unspoken reason why people sometimes quit their jobs is because of loneliness.
Loneliness is real. If you are a worker, an employee in an organization, and you're isolated from the main action, you are isolated from decisions. People forget you exist, kind of like Dances with Wolves. You're in an outpost somewhere. You're just on your own. No one knows you. No one knows of you. No one remembers you. I can imagine feeling very
Okay. If you're talking about someone who's operating a lighthouse in the middle of the ocean,
Yes.
yeah,
It
okay,
takes a
fine.
special type of
That's a
person.
special type of loneliness.
Yes.
Okay, where you're all like if
I
you're
mean,
in
we're human creatures.
ice
that
station
require,
zebra in the middle of Antarctica, then
we require socialization.
But if you're in the office and there are people around and you're complaining that people are not, I can't make friends here, so I'm going to quit.
And that's a high truth to that as well. Again, if you're all in a team and there are cliques, and those cliques have passive-aggressive attitude towards you, it makes the environment very untenable.
Then that's a hostile work environment versus
Yes.
I'm here, I'm lonely, I can't make friends.
Lonely and hostile, same.
No
I
lah,
guess
okay,
in a
hostile-
way you're
hostile's a
lonely
bit-
because you have no friends. There's no one on your side. And this playground's not fun anymore. Go find another one.
And the biggest thing that annoyed me most about this article was that someone mentioned that it's therefore incumbent upon HR to create opportunities to make friends. This is like some school
It's like
playground. It's like
entitled-
kindergarten.
Yes. Entitled preschool, where the teacher is the one who has to make
make
person
friends.
A go make friends with person B and
then
shake
very soon it's like,
hands.
your whole hands walk to the canteen, okay? This is a freaking
And if you have a party, you
workplace, come
cannot
on.
just invite a few. You need to invite the entire class, or
Yeah.
it's not fair to everyone.
Yeah, no. So
And
that's why
if you bring a cake, you have to give everyone a slice. I mean,
I
there is
know, I
some
think
truth. There's some truth to it, but we've been talking about quitting jobs for the longest time,
Yes.
and that you do not quit unless you have a strategic reason or you've made very rational plans about
Yeah.
it. It feels, and I agree with you on this, that just because you've got no friends at the workplace, that's not really the reason
it's
to quit.
not a reason to
It
quit.
could be one of the elements that added to your ultimate decision, but I feel that there are larger decision criteria
Yeah.
than, I got no friends in this company, therefore I
I'm
quit.
lonely.
But I got no friends in this company, therefore I quit because there's another better job and my old boss is calling me and I have friends there.
And that's a pull factor already rather than a push factor.
Absolutely, it's a pull factor.
Then that's a legit thing, you see.
Legit.
But to quit your job because I don't have friends, maybe the other office has got more friends. Because when I interviewed, they look...
No, you're reading this
I
article.
don't know, it was such a whiny little...
You're taking it at face value.
I am taking it at face value.
I mean, it was written in a way to be sensationalized, isn't
I know.
it? I mean, the article wants eyeballs.
And yet, that's a common refrain from Gen Zers.
Really? I've not spoken to
because
too
they're
many
saying
Gen
that no,
Z,
it's not a communal thing. I can't build friendships there.
Oh, the Gen Zers I speak to have not told me about this. Anecdotally.
I've heard.
You've heard, but
anecdotally,
no proof
once again, there's never any proof, is there? But I know it's
I disagree. I think our Gen Zers are hardier than that. You Gen Zers, don't prove me wrong, please. Don't go to Uncle Adrian and start complaining.
But the whole point is this, okay? Is the office the place to make friends?
Yes, it is. Because if you look at the social studies that have been done, if you think about the 40 hours a week that we spend at the workplace, these are the people we see every day. So even if they are not our best friends, they do provide a support structure because whatever happens at home, you're going to go to the office the next day and you're going to say, oh yes, my mom's in hospital because something. The first people to find out will be your colleagues and the colleagues that are friendly. They may not know your deepest, darkest secrets, but they're certainly more on demand in terms of the availability of the human who is right there when something happens, So let's say you have a medical appointment. Who's the first to know? Your supervisor. Or if you had a medical emergency, who's the first to know? Your buddy in the office. So to some extent, yes, even though you have friends outside, they have their offices and they have their families, and you have a pseudo support network in the workplace as well. It's true because 40 hours a week, what do? We see these people every day. If you don't develop some level of friendship, then I think that's on you to be.
And I think, okay, that's not to say that you mustn't make friends at the office. I say you can. It's good if you have friends in the office.
Yes.
Once again, the argument I'm presenting is that if you're quitting because you got no friends in the office,
don't quit because of that.
But that aside, I think what you're talking about is exactly what you just mentioned. It's a friendly environment,
correct?
Versus I don't want to have friends in the office.
And it is about support structure as well, because your colleagues do form a support structure of sorts.
But how do you have? Okay, you got to define friend as well. Right?
And there's tiers of friends. Tier 1, tier 2,
so
tier
acquaintances
3.
in the office who are friendly to you, I think that's good enough. As long as it's not hostile, it's good enough. You're not there to get everyone's approval. You're not there to make lifelong buddies, drinking buddies.
Yes, you are. You're also there to build mentors.
I mean,
maybe
yes, for
you might
networking and stuff,
someone,
but ultimately,
and that's quite close if you think about it, because
but that's very superficial still, if you ask me.
I think there are people in office environments that get past that barrier. There will be one or two, but it's sensitive, and I'm talking to our listeners. You got to be careful about who you trust, because you never know when circumstances might change, and then your peer, your buddy, suddenly gets promoted over you, and then suddenly they are different because they're management, and then they have a different way of dealing with you. And sometimes we go through that grieving because that friendship's gone.
And also, whatever you confide in the other person,
be careful.
Maybe neutral for you at this point in time, but
it changes. Yeah.
But if you both are contesting for a promotion,
or you say something negative about a leader, and then your friend spills the beans.
Correct. So
agree.
So how much of a friend do you want? Okay,
we don't have a ruler for these things.
I know. I don't know either.
But the sociologists have a field day just talking about it and doing lots and lots of studies.
I'm sure there's like a chart about friendliness chart, level 1 friend versus level 5 friend.
No, I'll take it with a massive pinch of salt. Because I think context matters, and with every day that unfolds, things change.
Yeah.
Sometimes situations change and people change. Right? Sometimes we're like, hey, we're really good friends. After a while, we're like, no, I just developed an ick and I don't like this person anymore. I'm not inviting them out to lunch anymore. And I'd rather they don't, because he chews with his mouth open and I don't want to be friendly with this person, or he stole my lunch in the office or something. Things change. So
ultimately, I think that
we're not here to talk about friendships. We're here to talk about careers.
So even if you have a friend in the office, you see, don't remind you of that scene from Thor. When he was fighting with You're finding a hug and even
Yeah. He's a friend from
the
work.
office, from work. So even if you're a friend from work or from the office, ultimately I think how much information you want to trust them with is also another thing, and how genuine you want to be and open up. Okay, I know this person who told his best friend at the office he was thinking of resigning.
And that is a danger. Very
And
dangerous.
within a week, the boss caught wind of it. The boss came in and fired him.
That's because the boss is a petty person.
Yeah.
Because if he was any good, the boss would be looking at himself and wondering what are we doing
what can
wrong
we do to
keep
retain him, right?
to motivate the people.
So you got fired. So ultimately, so what if you have friends in the office?
I think you still need a support structure of sorts, because when you have relationship issues, who's going to be the first to find out?
So okay. So my question for you is
somebody who
this:
sits next to you, the next table, and you're like, hey, this is your lunch buddy. You might talk about, oh, there's a show coming to town, let's go together, or there's a good deal there. Hey, buy one get one free. Do you want one? So these are very useful and nice social actions to have at the workplace.
I mean, once again, it's nice if it was a friendly environment. See, but and I think
we're arguing the same.
Yeah, the same thing.
It's the same difference.
But ultimately, I find that if you want to encourage people to make friends with each other in the office, especially if you're asking HR what to do it, I think if you try to artificially create such environments, it's silly. I think you cannot force people, like what you said in kindergarten, you be his best friend. You can't do it.
No, you can't do that. No.
Work buddies are one thing, you can work together,
different.
but you don't have to be fast friends. But I think you can foster a friendlier work environment.
I think if you were a leader within an organization, there are little things that you can do to encourage more bonding, especially if it's remote or people work from home and then they rarely have a chance to gather. But as a leader, don't make them do it on their hours. Do it in the office hours, so that the team gets a chance to bond. And again, don't organize stupid games.
Team building.
Make sure there's food. Don't make it competitive. And it's not healthy. It can be some kind of painting class or something. It's a fun outing for an afternoon or something like that. That's fine. And I know there are some organizations that have some very nice ways to show recognition. So they have quarterly awards or something like that. They put it in place and say, hey, there's a reward there. If each of you say something nice about each other and the person with the most, and we'll discuss at the end when we have our quarterly drinks. I think that's a nice thing to encourage a little bit more harmony. Again, whether or not the people get along is a whole different story.
It's a different story, right? And I think also the tonality of the leadership style of the leaders matter a lot as well.
Yeah.
If you have someone who who's very cold and very clinical, reserved.
Yeah. Then they'll throw it to HR.
Yeah, then HR. And if the culture of the organization is like, it's like I once went, one of my clients, when I said hunting, went to their office. It was as quiet as a library.
And
no one talked to anyone.
I can imagine,
even during
because
break time.
You remember that APAC leader from that previous company?
Yes.
I remember meeting her for the first time, and I swear I saw ice crystals follow her.
Yeah.
As she walked past.
Yes, correct.
And I went like, whoa, did it just get cold?
And you know what feedback she told me?
Yeah.
She said, as part of the leadership team, you're being too cozy with your staff. Do not fraternize with the help.
No.
And that's where the ice crystals, you notice, actually came from, because she said, do not fraternize with the help.
So she was vibing superiority.
Correct.
She was vibing distance, and there's a chasm between us and them.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So that's why your perception of ice crystals.
I swear, I saw it.
So you're right, you're very sharp, very perceptive. And then ultimately, the other question
seriously,
is...
let's not blame HR for such things.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not HR's job to be
I'm still of
party organizer.
I'm still of the position that, you...
But HR supports the decisions of the leaders. The leaders need to show the way.
I think HR can foster office-friendly activities to make it more friendly, even small things without a budget. Like, us organizing, hey, let's go for lunch together.
Yeah. I don't think that's HR's job. No, it's not HR's job.
HR,
but I think within teams, you cannot force those things.
I'm thinking of a small company HR, not like a big MNC HR where you got like 2,000 people under you.
Right.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Yeah. But I think ultimately, if
It
you're
takes two hands to clap.
Yeah.
HR cannot do this on its own.
so the other question is this then. Okay, is it good to be everyone's friend in the office?
No. You know, it's
You're
the
so
same thing.
friendly,
You know,
everyone comes to
sometimes
you.
I'm going to have another philosophical response to that. right?
Yes.
And so, you know, sometimes when we create policies, we make we make a decision to create a policy that helps a group. But in real life, what works for one group may not work for another.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example, right? You know, the best friends that are in any team are those that go out for a smoke.
Oh.
And they go out for a smoke and then they get extra 5 minutes on their hours. And so those that don't smoke are penalized because they don't get that extra 5 minutes because they don't smoke.
Okay.
So they're going like, hey, how about us? Because they get extra 5 minutes every, 3 times a day.
Yeah.
That's 15 minutes break. How about us?
Yeah.
You know, so do we get like a chocolate break or do we get a coffee break or can we have a break for, I don't know, just to go out and get some sunshine. And the manager comes down and says, no, there's no such thing because you don't smoke. So that's not fair. So when it comes to creating an office environment, right, I'm like, oh no, it doesn't work for everyone. It doesn't.
And it's tough.
And what works for one group will not work for another.
So that's why. But my question is, how about some people who are just over friendly to everyone?
So if you are too friendly to one group, it will cause friction with another group. I guarantee it. There's no such thing as pleasing
So
everyone.
you cannot be everyone's best friend.
No, you
And
can't.
it's going to be exhausting. Everyone's going to come to you with their problems.
No, you can't. There's only one individual I feel who has played the best Survivor game ever, and it's Rob Mariano. Anyway, from season don't know when.
Season 1, I
He's
think.
the
It was
no,
one
he wasn't season
original.
1. He was one of the earlier ones,
Yes.
but he wasn't season 1. But he came back and he played a second or third time,
Yeah.
and he played 100% because he's managed to control
Yes.
everyone. But even then, he had detractors. There's no way you're going to be
Yeah.
best friends with
You
everyone.
can't be everyone. Yeah,
You can't
be
because
all
the
things
moment
to
I
all
see you
men, yeah.
hanging with someone else,
Yeah.
and if I'm like dude's a bit sketchy, I'd be very careful about navigating this connection.
So
No. You can't be friendly with everyone.
moral of the story,
What works for one does not work for another.
choose your friends. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
No, I think you want to be friendly. You don't want to be overly familiar and don't be openly trusting with every deep, dark secret and your actual thoughts. When, maybe you're just feeling emotional because you had an altercation with somebody. Obviously, the next thing we're going to vent. And when we vent to that person, but tomorrow we're going to feel differently about that person again. So it's a little bit like how you would hear from your friend, your best friend might come to you and go like, oh, this person did this. And you listen. Now, of course, you're now anti the person that he's complaining about because, you were told that he was very mean. But then the next day, he comes along and he goes, oh, yeah, dude was great. And we went out for drinks. And we're like, yeah, I thought you just,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's going on? So
And
is
also
he a
it's
friend or
like,
is he not a
don't-
friend?
and-
But
and
we
don't dra-
change our minds.
And don't drag me into your drama.
Exactly. But they need a space to vent. So be careful who you vent to because if today you're feeling, unhappy about person A, tomorrow you're okay, but the person you complain to is not going to think that today is okay.
You lost me there, but basically shut your mouth and just don't say anything bad about anyone in the
I
office,
think that's
right?
really hard. That's really hard. I feel like you should vent. Find someone safe to vent.
That's why a lot of our clients engage us because they just want to vent and in a safe environment.
Yeah, it's very safe. with
Career
us.
therapy, basically, so to speak, to provide
We
you
do that a
bit,
lot.
a bit of validation. Sometimes to knock you a little to say, hey, look,
And
you're
to give
big-
you some perspective.
So like yesterday, I was coaching an individual, and he had issues with the job, with everything, and he said, "I'm not happy there." So I said, is it a you thing or is it a them thing? Is it you not being able to fit into the job, or is it the job is the office environment is just hostile towards you?
So is it the job or is it the environment? Because they're very
Yeah.
they're
it's
two very
you.
different things.
But it turns out that it was a him thing.
Okay.
Because he was bitter over the way he left the last job and he joined this job. He felt he was a bit underpaid, therefore he was unappreciated. So ultimately, he needed to be knocked on the head, and it's a him thing. I said, look, the problem is you, not the job. And if you don't fix it, you move on to the next job,
It's gonna repeat.
it's going to repeat.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
a you
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So sometimes you need a bit of perspective about
Yeah.
things. Come talk to us.
Yeah.
And there's no point hiding under a rock and saying, yeah, you'll figure yourself out. You kick the can down the road,
So
it's going to come back.
back to the topic, I think friendship at work is healthy.
It's overrated.
It's one of the many things that help to give you some balance, and that it gives you something to look
don't
forward
trust anyone in
to.
the office.
You know, one of the things that we Singaporeans like is lunch hour. We're always thinking, hey, what shall we have for lunch? Where are y'all going for lunch? And I think that's healthy because we can talk about, we can share ideas. I used to find sharing about, like skincare, parenting.
That's fine.
Those are very nice, useful friendships.
That's fine.
To have at the workplace.
Yes.
And you get a lot of advice because you get colleagues who are older than you, because or younger as well, because it gives you diversity, because usually in your own friend group, they're all in your age group.
Yeah.
And then you get group think. And then you reel about the same issues because we're all like, creaking bones and all that. But if you meet someone older, you get someone to look up to, they've been there, they can share things with you. So friendships at the workplace gives you broad demographics, and I think it's healthy. Not a reason to quit a job if you don't have any friends, but sure, cultivate one or two friendly voices and friends at office. It's good for you.
Words of wisdom from Yen.
Yeah. No, Adrian's being facetious. Patronizing.
Yeah, I'm just being cheeky. But it's nice. It's nice if you have friends. Like what you said, you don't quit just because you don't have friends. But watch what you say to your friends, because
he can come back.
I don't know. If you really want to have friends, and someone once told me this, the best friends you make at the office is after you have resigned from the place.
True.
And then suddenly people start coming up to you to tell you what they really feel about things.
I didn't realize that you felt the same way.
Yeah, it's like, shh. It's like, yeah.
But if you really need a place to vent, go find a confession booth, scream into the void, or you can come and reach out to us.
Yes, just info@careeragility.org. In the meantime,
keep calm
and carry on.